you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and this is Pointless, the quiz show where high scores count for nothing and obscurity counts for everything. Let's meet today's players. So we welcome first Alex and Andrea. You're our first pair on the show. How do you two know each other?
Alex and I worked together. We started work on exactly the same day 8 years ago.
It's exactly the same day,
Exactly.
in the same job?
Well, sort of in the same job.
We are in the same place?
In the same place, in the same company,
I see.
and the same type of job.
Same time. Are you still doing that job?
Yes, we are 8 years later.
What is the job?
We're computer programmers.
Well done you for 8 years of fantastic, stalwart computer programming. Superb. Very best of luck this afternoon. Welcome back to Anne and Harry. You were also on the show last time. We gave everyone 2 chances, of course, to reach the final, and this is your last chance. Remind us how you did.
We didn't disgrace ourselves. We got through to the head-to-head.
You did. It was bones of the upper arm, and you went for a leg bone.
I know.
Best of luck to you this afternoon. Welcome back to Simon and Chris. You were on the show last time as well. Remind us how you did.
We did really well in the first round. We got 2 pointless answers, and then it all went horribly wrong in the second round.
You added money to that jackpot that those people won. Can you believe it? Well done. This afternoon, I have a strong feeling that you might be going all the way to the final. There we are. I've stuck my neck out. And finally, we've got Chris and Chris. 3 Chris's on this show. How do you two know each other, Chris W and Chris B?
Well, we met through a mutual friend, and he was actually called Chris as well, believe it or not.
Was it the Chris Club?
It was, yeah.
I tried to join that. Wouldn't let me in. Couldn't believe it.
But we both met through Chris, and we both DJ at the same night together.
Excellent. So I'm guessing you're hoping that some club classics come up.
Hopefully, a few music questions would be quite good.
Right. Well, listen, I'll do what I can, Chris. And Chris. We'll find more about all of you throughout the show. So that leaves me with just one person left to introduce. He is the man who is a martyr to miscellany. Not my words. He's my pointless friend. He's Richard.
I used to make predictions that always got it wrong, but I think today I'm going to make another one. I'm going to confidently say, I can feel it in my bones, Chris is going to make it to the head-to-head. That's my prediction. Chris in the head-to-head.
Chris in the head-to-head. Now, we put all our questions to 100 people before the show, but this is pointless, so we are after the obscure answers that they didn't get. The fewer people who got the answer, the fewer points awarded, the better your chance of winning. To stay in the game with a chance to win our jackpot, all our players need to do is score as few points as they can. But of course, what everyone's trying to do is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people gave, and each time that happens, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Tracy and Ryan won the jackpot last time, so today's jackpot starts off back at £1,000. Right, let's play Pointless. So in the first round, each of you must give me one answer, and you cannot confer with your partner. Whichever team has the highest score at the end of the round will, of course, be eliminated. And do please be careful, because if anyone gives me an incorrect answer, then they will score the maximum of 100 points. OK, our category for the first round this afternoon is sport. There we are. Sport. Can you decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many ATP #1 ranked tennis players as they could. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any male tennis player who has ever been ranked #1 in the world by the Association of Tennis Professionals. That's since the rankings first started in 1973 through to the end of 2009. 24 men have held that particular honour.
OK, right. Alex and Andrea, you all drew lots before the show, and today you go first. Alex, do you follow tennis?
No. This is not a subject I am particularly comfortable with. So I think on this occasion I'm going to go for Stefan Edberg.
Stefan Edberg. You're hoping that will score you as few points as possible for you. OK, let's see if it's correct, and how many people said Stefan Edberg if it is. It's right. Good answer, Alex. Look at that. Very well done. That scores you 4 points. Richard?
Yeah, very good answer. First became #1 in 1990, and he stayed there for 72 weeks overall. 72 weeks as #1 player in the world.
Very good indeed. Well done, Alex. Anne, something tells me you might be quite good at this.
What gave you that impression?
Just something. Just something about your demeanour said you knew all about ATP #1 ranked tennis players.
Well, I can hazard a few guesses. I think I'm going to go back to, I think he won Wimbledon, I think about 7 times. I'm going to say Bjorn Borg.
You're hoping to score as few points as possible. Let's see how many people said Bjorn Borg. It is correct. 28. That's what he scores you, 28 points.
Yeah, very well done. He was #1 for 109 weeks overall. So 2 years and a bit.
Very good. And now makes pants.
He does mix ladies and men's pants, which we'll discover in round 3, types of pant.
Good answer, Anne. Chris, first of many Chris's.
Yeah, sport is just not my strong point at all.
OK.
I'll give it a go. I'm going to go for Boris Becker.
Let's hope he's obscure enough to score you a nice low score. Boris Becker, how many people said that? That's correct. Not a bad answer at all. 26.
Yeah, youngest player ever to win Wimbledon. Wasn't #1 for very long, actually, just 12 weeks, Boris Becker.
Chris W.
Hello.
Hello there. What does W stand for?
Wills.
Chris Wills.
Yes.
Chris, you know about tennis. Of course you do.
I do, actually. I watch Wimbledon every year, tend to follow the tour generally.
OK, well, Edberg has scored us 4. That's the lowest score so far. See if you can beat that score.
Right. Back in the 90s, there was this Chilean player who was really good on clay, but basically regarded Wimbledon and grass in general with absolute contempt. He said something like, grass is for cows or something like that. Anyway, his name was Marcelo Rios.
Rios.
Yes.
Good answer. You're hoping to score as few points as possible. Let's see if Marcelo can get you down below 4. Marcelo Rios. Let's see how many people said that. Here it comes. Look at that! Well, fantastic. That's a pointless answer. It adds 250 quid to today's jackpot, which now stands at £1,250. And most importantly, it scores you nothing. Richard.
Told you Chris would be in the head-to-head. I knew it. I knew it. Yeah, it's a perfect answer and gave all the information. Marcelo Rios, in 1998, he was #1 for 6 weeks, a clay court specialist, so not very well known over here. I mean, he would get beaten by Henman at Wimbledon. This is the kind of guy he was. I would probably have beaten him at Wimbledon.
This gets shown in Chile. You know that, don't you?
I was briefly world #7.
At?
I'm not at tennis, no.
No.
It was Dungeons and Dragons. I've never played that in my life, by the way.
I'm so glad. There are many, many things you would admit to. That one you weren't going to leave hanging. Right, we're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at the scores as they stand. Chris B and Chris Wills. Very impressive there. Very, very low score of nothing. Alex and Andrea, similarly good. Edberg, a great answer. Simon and Chris, Anne and Harry, ridiculously low scores, considering you are the front runners, though. So you're going to have to try and score as low as you can, Simon and Harry, on the next pass. OK, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we are looking for #1 ranked ATP tennis players. Chris B.
I know a little bit about tennis, so hopefully I can come up with a good scoring answer.
OK, let's see if we can go for the double pointless.
OK, well, sticking on the South American players, there was a player called Gustavo Kuerten, who was a Brazilian who won the French Open a few times, and I think he also was a world #1. So
OK, Kuerten, you're going to say. You are the low scorers. If you can score 27 or less with Kuerten, you are definitely through to the next round. There's your red line. Come below that. You're waltzing through. OK, let's see if Kuerten is correct, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. It is correct. Ooh, you're through. Oh! A brilliant answer. Scores you 1, Bringing your total up to 1. Richard, Quirton.
Yeah, very good. He was the world number 1 for 43 weeks, Gustavo Quirton, and as you say, he won the French Open. Had a long shock of hair.
Yes.
Very good-looking fella, Gustavo Quirton.
Really?
Yeah. Opened a soft furnishing shop in Rio de Janeiro, Gustavo's Curtains, with Peter Cushing.
Very good answer, Chris B. Right, Simon.
Right, well,
Chris did pretty well. She scored 26, which we thought at the time was quite a low answer. Turns out we were wrong. If you want to avoid becoming the high scorers, you have to score 1 or less with this answer. Just don't want to put any pressure on you, but that's how it is.
apart from tennis, anything else would have been fine. But I'm going to have a bit of a stab at it. So I'm going to go with a Russian guy who I think was number 1 for a short time, possibly, and his name's Marat Safin.
You're going to go for Safin. What's his Christian name?
Marat.
Marat Safin.
M-A-R-A-T.
Marat Safin. Just so I look like I know what I'm talking about when they... Yeah. Marat Safin, yeah, good answer. Yeah, good. Yeah, Marat. What's he doing now, Marat?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder what level he's got to... Well, you'll know, of course. Marat Safin. OK, here's your red line. Well, just above the ground there is your red line. If Marat Safin can get you below that, you are definitely through to the next round. Let's see how that does. Marat Safin, is it correct? And if so, how many people said it? Marat Safin. It's right. Oh, it's a good answer. Very good indeed. That scores you 2, takes your total up to 28. You are now joint high scorer, but there are still 2 pairs to give an answer. Richard.
Yeah, very good answer, Simon. Marat Safin was world number 1 for 9 weeks, around about the same time as Gustavo Quirton. He's a big serving Russian, was very popular at Wimbledon for many, many years, only just retired.
Thanks very much, Richard. Harry, you are currently the joint high scorers on 28. Ideally, you'd get a pointless answer, Harry.
I'll do my best. I don't know if it's in the time frame. I can't remember which time frame it was. But I go for something like Ilyina Stasi.
OK. Nastasi. Let's see how many people said it and if it's correct. It's right. It's a good answer. Look at that. That scores you 1 point. Takes your total up to 29. A great answer.
Yeah, a really good answer. Very unfortunate that wasn't pointless. He was the first ever number 1, actually, in 1973.
Very exciting. You are currently the high scorers.
So no pressure
Andrea,
then.
as it happens, though, knows everything about tennis players, doesn't she?
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Absolutely.
OK, well, if it's going to help you, if you score 24 or less with this answer, you are through to the next round.
No pressure then.
No pressure.
OK. I'm going to go for a previous Wimbledon winner. I'm going to go for Michael Stick.
Stick.
Yes.
OK, well, this is very interesting for Harry and Anne. There's the red line. If you come below that red line, you stay. If you're above that red line, Harry and Anne stay.
Such a low-scoring round.
Anyhow, Stick, you say. Let's see if that is a correct answer. And if it is, let's see how many people said it. Michael Stick. Oh!
My other answer was Goran Ivanisevic.
Well, why didn't you say that?
Because I thought Stick was more random.
Ah, OK. Andrea, I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer, which means you score the maximum of 100 points, taking your total up to 104. I'm afraid that sees you off the show at the end of this round. Richard?
Yeah, I'm afraid he once reached number 2 in the world, but never made it to number 1. If you'd said Goran Ivanisevic, however, you also would have been out, because he also wasn't a number 1.
I don't
so
feel
that's
as
sort
bad
of
now.
good news, isn't
Yeah.
it? There were a number of pointless answers, though. Let's take a look at some of them. Carlos Moya, the Spaniard, another clay court specialist. Jim Courier. Now, Jim Courier was number 1 for 58 weeks, more than a year, but nobody could name him at all. American. Juan Carlos Ferrero, another clay court specialist. We've had Marcelo Rios from one of the army of Chris's. Patrick Rafter, who's number 1 for 1 week. Thomas Muster, the Austrian, was number 1 very briefly in the 90s. And Yevgeny Kafelnikov, the Russian, was also world number 1. Very well done if you got any of those. Let's take a look at the worst answers you could have given. These are the answers that most of our 100 people said. So these are the most obvious of all. Bjorn Borg, we've already had. That, as we know, scored 28. Then Roger Federer got 36. Who do you think was top? What's the most obvious?
Well, probably Nadal, I'd have thought.
It's not, I'm afraid. It's actually John McEnroe.
Oh, really? Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
with 36. Yes. Well, McEnroe and Federer were joint worst answers.
Thanks, Richard. So at the end of round one, the losing pair with the highest score is Alex and Andrea. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, you know, brave effort from Alex there. A little bit let down by Andrea? You feel?
Very let down by Andrea.
Aw.
I'm sleeping in the same room as her tonight. I should be worried, I think.
Should you? Well, listen, it's such a shame to say goodbye to you so early on, but we're going to see you again next time. That's all that matters. Everyone gets 2 shots at our pointless final. So we'll see you next time when I'm sure you will go much further than the first round. But thank you so much for playing. You've been great contestants. Thank you. So for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. Well, there's only room for 2 pairs in the head-to-head, obviously, so one team is going to be leaving us at the end of this round. OK, the category for round 2 is... It's classical music. Classical music. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, so the question is... Classical pieces and their composers. Classical pieces and their composers. In this round, we're about to show you the titles of some pieces of classical music. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name their composers. Richard.
Yeah, we're going to give you the names of 6 classical pieces. All you've got to do is give us the composer. Obviously, the more obscure ones will score you very low points, and the obvious ones will score you very, very high points. At home, see if you can get all 6 of them.
Very good. Good luck. Your first 6 are... The Four Seasons, William Tell Overture, Eine kleine Nachtmusik, 4 minutes 33 seconds, Samstag aus Licht, Ride of the Valkyries. The Four Seasons, William Tell Overture, Eine kleine Nachtmusik, 4 minutes 33 seconds, Samstag aus Licht, Ride of the Valkyries. OK, so Anne, we are looking for the composers of these pieces of music.
I'm going to have to go for the one I'm 100% on. I hope I don't make myself look really stupid. But I'm going to go for the Four Seasons, Vivaldi.
Four Seasons, Vivaldi. OK, well, let's see how many people said that. That's correct. 41. Vivaldi scores you 41.
Yeah, a set of violin concertos named after his favourite pizza.
Yeah. That American hot concerto he did was rubbish, wasn't it? And that sloppy Giuseppe.
Yeah, but his dough balls were exemplary.
OK, Chris.
I don't know any of these.
Oh, come now.
I really don't.
No, no, come now.
No, I don't.
Come now.
No, honestly.
No, come now.
No, I don't know any,
Come
honestly.
You're going to have to make something up.
I really
Fantastic.
am going to make something up.
Wow.
I'm going to go with William Tell Overture being Beethoven. Really don't know.
OK, William Tell Overture, Beethoven. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Bad luck, Chris. I'm afraid that is a wrong answer, which means you score the maximum of 100 points. Richard.
Yeah, not Beethoven, I'm afraid. I won't say who it is in case the 2 Chris's want to have a go.
Chris B, you DJ in a club.
I do, yes.
Are you ever tempted maybe to mix a little bit of 4 minutes 33
well,
in with...
I like generally ending the set with Samstag aus Licht.
Oh,
every time.
That clears the floor like you wouldn't believe.
It gets them out nice and quickly, so what can I say?
Yeah.
No, music I'm generally OK on, but classical music I'm a bit clueless, so I'm going to have a guess, I think. I think I'm also going to go for William Tell Overture, and I'm going to have a guess and say Tchaikovsky.
You're going to say William Tell Overture, Tchaikovsky. Let's see if that is correct. And if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Yeah! Bad luck. That is also an incorrect answer, which means you score the maximum of 100 points. Richard.
Yeah, I think we'll have to join Inspector Morse and the mystery of who wrote the William Tell Overture. It was Rossini, would have scored you 6 points. Eine kleine Nachtmusik, that's Mozart, would have scored 17 points. Who wrote Ride of the Valkyries?
Wagner,
yeah, would have got you 16 points. 4 minutes 33.
Cage.
It was Cage. John Cage, 4 minutes 33. That's 4 minutes 33 of silence.
Exactly.
That would have scored you 1 point. It's a very good answer if you got that at home. And Samstag aus Licht Stockhausen. That was a pointless answer. Would have added £250 to the jackpot.
OK, let's take a look at the scores. We're halfway through the round. Well, Chris W. and Simon, you have each got a tussle on your hands on the next pass. Harry, thanks to Anne's answer, you're sitting pretty. Keep that low scoring up, Harry, and you'll be through to the head-to-head. Right, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 6 more pieces of music up on the board. Here is your next list. Rhapsody in Blue, The Blue Danube, Peter and the Wolf, Variations on a Theme of Frank Bridge, The Planets, Trout Quintet. Let me read them one more time. Rhapsody in Blue, The Blue Danube, Peter and the Wolf, Variations on a Theme of Frank Bridge, The Planets, Trout Quintet. Remember, we are looking for the composers of these pieces of music, and you are trying to find the one that the fewest of our 100 people knew. OK. Chris Wills.
Yes.
Do you know more about classical music than Chris B?
I know a bit about classical music. I am going to go for the Trout Quintet as being composed by Schubert.
The Schubert Trout Quintet. Very good. You are joint high scorers at the moment on 100, so I'm afraid there's no red line for you. You just have to hope the score's as low as possible. Schubert Trout Quintet. Let's see if it's right. And how many people said it if it is? Well, it's right. Very good. That scores you 4, taking your total up to 104. Richard.
Yeah, great answer, Chris. It's actually a nickname for his piano quintet, slightly more snappily called D667.
Very good.
I think his record company thought D667 wouldn't sell, so they call it the Trout Quintet.
Splendid. Thank you very much, Richard. So, Simon, you also have a mountain to climb, thanks to Chris's incorrect answer on the first pass. You are no longer the high scorers. Chris B and Chris W are now the high scorers on 104. If you score 3 or less with this answer, you are through to the head-to-head. How good is your classical music?
Terrible. As bad as Chris's. Whichever of the Chris's.
Okay.
100. All of the above.
This is going to be a guess, is it?
Well, no, I do know a couple on there. It's not going to be lower than 4, though, so I need to hope that Harry messes up a little bit. And I'm going to say Peter and the Wolf, Prokofiev.
There is a red line for you, and it's there. OK, you have to hope that Prokofiev is going to get you down below that red line. Let's see if it will. How many people said Peter and the Wolf, Prokofiev? Not a bad answer at all. Look at that. 6 people said that. Gives you a total of 106. Richard.
Yeah, good answer. Peter and the Wolf, each character in the story is represented by a different instrument, so often used to introduce children to the orchestra. And but only 6 people knew it. It's a good answer.
Very good answer indeed. Now, Harry.
Yes.
The pressure is on. You have to score 64 or less with this answer to get through to the head-to-head. 64 or less. What's that board looking like to you?
Well, there's 2 I know for sure, but I just can't know which one to go for, which one's going to be the lowest one. I should take a chance and go for Rhapsody in Blue, Gershwin.
Gershwin, Rhapsody in Blue. OK. Here is your red line. Come below that red line. You are through to the head-to-head, and we say goodbye to Simon and Chris at the end of this round. OK, let's see how many people said Gershwin, Rhapsody in Blue. Well, it's right. You're through to the head-to-head. 17 people said that, giving you a total of 58. Rhapsody in Blue.
Yeah, very good. Surely one of the most famous pieces of 20th century music. Should we take a look at the rest of these?
Yes.
The Planets.
Holst.
Holst, exactly right. That was a big scorer there. That would have got you 42 points. The Blue Danube.
Johann Strauss.
Johann Strauss, exactly, would have got you 26 points. And Variations on a Theme of Frank Bridge. This is a pointless answer, so well done if you got this at home.
I do know this one. It's Benjamin Britten.
It is Benjamin Britten. Well done you, well done anyone at home who got it.
I believe Benjamin Britten was taught by Frank Bridge.
Frank Bridge was his teacher, yeah, that's exactly right.
Splendid. Well, thank you very much, Richard. So at the end of round 2, the losing pair with the highest score, I'm sorry to say it's Simon and Chris.
Not a big fan of this round.
Not a big fan. No, it's harsh.
Twice
This one.
out in the
It's
second
been
round.
very hard. But, you know, 106, not a terrible score.
I don't think we've embarrassed ourselves too much.
I don't think you have. I don't think you have. What would you have liked to see come up in this round?
Anything except classical music.
Or tennis.
Maybe Dungeons and Dragons would have been good too.
Do you play Dungeons and Dragons?
No,
No.
Hey, that's
Does-
like me.
Just
That's
like
like me,
Richard.
I don't.
Yeah. Does anyone play Dungeons? Anne?
No.
Harry?
No, we've got other names for that.
Richard, look away now. Okay.
He's got a very strange sense of humour.
I'm a little bit scared. Well, I'm so sorry, Simon and Chris. This is your second appearance on the show, and I'm afraid you are leaving us at the end of the second round. But you have been great contestants. Thank you very much for playing. But for the remaining 2 pairs, things are about to get even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head. Well done, Anne, Harry, Chris B and Chris W. You've made it through to the head-to-head. Now, obviously, only one pair can make it through to today's final and play for the jackpot, which currently stands at £1,250. There it is. OK, you're going head-to-head on the best of 3 questions. For each question, each pair needs to give me just one answer, and you are now allowed to confer. All you have to do is come up with an answer that scores less than the other pair to win that question. And the first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for today's jackpot. OK, let's play Pointless. OK, here's your first question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many countries that end in S-T-A-N as they could. S-T-A-N, Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any of the 7 countries of the world that end S-T-A-N. By country, as always, we mean a sovereign state that's a member of the UN.
OK, Anne and Harry, because you've played best throughout the show so far, you get to go first. We are looking for countries that end in S-T-A-N.
They're in the UN, yes.
Do you want to take a flyer?
Take the fly on that one.
Okay.
OK, you've come up with an answer.
Well, we think it's fairly safe. There'll be Pakistan.
No, I wasn't.
No?
No, sorry, that wasn't one we agreed on.
Too late now. Pakistan it is. Chris B, Chris W.
We're going to go for, I hope I got the pronunciation of this one right, it's a bit tricky, Kyrgyzstan.
Kyrgyzstan.
Yep.
OK, so we have Pakistan versus Kyrgyzstan. OK, Pakistan, we will put that to the test first. How many of our 100 people, I wonder, said Pakistan? $81. And Chris B and Chris W have said Kyrgyzstan. Let's see how many people said that. Oh, great answer. A great answer. So after the first question, it is 1-0 to Chris B, Chris W. Anne, I have to ask you, what were you wanting to say?
Turkmenistan.
Turkmenistan. Richard.
Well, the very, very good news for Harry is Turkmenistan would have lost it as well. Oh. So I think that we may have saved his bacon there. Let's take a look at all 7 of them. Kyrgyzstan, there we see with 4, was the best answer you possibly could have given. Very well done. Tajikistan, there's Turkmenistan, would have got you 15 points. Kazakhstan, 25. Uzbekistan, Afghanistan, and right up the top there, 81, Pakistan.
Bad luck, Anne, but Well done, Harry. Phew. Here is your second question. We are 1-0 to Chris B and Chris W. So, Anne and Harry, you have to get this point if you want to stay in the game. Second question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many principal Star Wars characters as they could. Principal Star Wars characters. Oh, dear, Anne's shaking her head. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any credited character that appeared in all 3 of the original Star Wars movies. We're not looking for anybody from the extended versions of it or deleted scenes, just the 9 credited characters who were in the first 3 Star Wars movies. That's the original 3 Star Wars movies.
OK, Chris B, Chris W. You heard what the man said. I need an answer.
OK. For want of, well, basically just being sure that it's the right answer, going to say C3PO.
C3PO. OK. Chris B, Chris W, C3PO. Anne, Harry.
I haven't got a clue with Star Wars, but I think there was a character called Chewbacca.
Chewbacca. OK, we have C3PO and we have Chewbacca. Anne and Harry. If Chewbacca wins this for you, you are still in the game. If C3PO wins it for them, we say goodbye to you. Let's do C3PO first from Chris B and Chris W. C3PO, let's see how many people said that. $44. Does that seem about right? 44? You're hoping for
I'd say so, yeah.
Something like that? C3PO versus Chewbacca?
I think Chewbacca might be lower.
Yeah.
Really?
Definitely.
OK, well, let's find out. Chewbacca, let's see how many people said that. Does it? Very well done, Anne and Harry. So after 2 questions, it is 1-all. Richard.
Yeah, there were actually only 2 answers better than Chewbacca on the whole board, and one of those answers is a pointless answer. So there's a pointless answer for someone who appeared in the first 3 Star Wars movies, and let's see who it is. It's Wedge Antilles, played by Dennis Lawson, Ewan McGregor's uncle. He was one of Luke's fellow pilots. Obi-Wan Ben Kenobi would have scored you 33. There's Chewbacca the Wookiee on 35. C-3PO 44, Han Solo 46. R2-D2 57, then Darth Vader and Princess Leia both 59, and right at the top, Luke Skywalker with 67.
OK. So we are even Stevens as we stand. Chris B, Chris W, and Harry, you all have 1 point. This third question is the decider. Whoever wins this point will be going through to our final and playing for that jackpot. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many creme caramel ingredients as they could. Creme caramel.
We are looking for any of the basic ingredients that go into making a traditional creme caramel. And just so we're being scientific about it, we are going by Delia Smith's recipe. That's Delia Smith.
OK, we are looking for ingredients in creme caramel. Anne and Harry, you go first. Harry, don't say Pakistan. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Take a chance.
I'm trying to chance in it
I
here.
know, let's go for vanilla essence.
OK. Taking a bit of a chance here. Vanilla essence.
Vanilla essence. Chris B, Chris W.
Lost for anything else, going to have to say sugar.
Can't think of anything that would be slightly kind of less obvious than vanilla, so we're going to hope vanilla's not in there and say sugar.
You banking on vanilla essence to be an incorrect answer?
Yes, we are.
Thought I spotted a tactic there. OK, so Anne and Harry, you have said vanilla essence. Right. Let's see if it's correct, and if it is, let's see how many people said vanilla essence. It's right. That scores you 25. 25 people said vanilla essence. Chris B and Chris W.
It's not going to happen.
Sugar.
Yeah, precisely.
Right, OK. Well, let's see how many people said sugar. Well, clever tactics, but as it turns out, Anne and Harry picked a really good winning ingredient there. So after 3 questions, Anne and Harry are through to the final 2-1. Richard.
Yeah, vanilla essence was a very good answer, and Harry is now fully recovered from what we refer to as the Pakistan incident. He looks like a relieved man. There was actually one answer that would have beaten vanilla essence and would have seen you into the final. Let's take a look at what it was. You're going to kick yourself. It's water. Water, which was 7. And you got vanilla essence on 25, then cream with 36, milk 38, eggs 40, sugar 65. That is precisely none of your 5 a day right there.
OK, so the losing pair at the end of the head-to-head, I'm afraid, is Chris B and Chris W. Oh, bad luck. You see, the minute you said Chris was going to win...
No, I said Chris would get through to the head-to-head.
Oh, you did?
And
You're
I was
quite right.
proved resoundingly right. Twofold.
What, twofold?
Yeah.
Bad luck, Chris and Chris. We say goodbye to you, but only till next time. Of course, you'll be back. Everyone gets 2 shots to get through to the pointless final. So we'll see you then when I reckon you'll go all the way to the final. There we are. I've said it. But thanks very much. You've been fantastic contestants. Thanks so much. But for Anne and Harry, it's now time for our pointless final and the chance to win £1,250. So, congratulations, Anne and Harry. You've seen off all the competition and you have won our coveted pointless trophy. Very well done. Now, however, you have a chance to win our pointless jackpot. At the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £1,250. Yes, indeed. Now, the rules are very simple. To win that money, all you have to do is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people could think of. We've had 1 pointless answer on the show today. You just have to find 1 more to go home with that money. First, though, you've got to choose a category from these 3 options. And you can choose from Nobel Prizes, popular fiction, or European culture. Nobel Prizes, popular fiction, or European culture. There they are.
Nobel Prizes, no. Definitely not.
Popular fiction?
I think European culture.
You think so?
Well,
Okay.
Nobel Prizes?
Depends on the question, but I think we go for European...
I think European culture.
European culture we go for.
European culture it is.
Yeah.
OK, let's find out what the question is. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many European capitals of culture as they could. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any city which has ever been designated a European capital of culture since 1985, when it was first started, right through to 2010. And in some years, there's more than one.
OK, good luck. You now have up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers. And to win that jackpot of £1,250, all you need to do is find 1 pointless answer. Just 1 pointless answer. OK, your 60 seconds start now.
Right, well, Liverpool's an obvious one, isn't it?
Where's capital, isn't it?
No, European capitals of culture. No,
Liverpool got one. I think you probably find Edinburgh probably got one.
Yeah, they're too obvious, though, aren't they?
You probably don't know the people that have said it.
What about something like Oslo?
Vienna.
30 seconds gone.
Should we go for Warsaw? Stockholm?
Can do.
Because the more recent ones are going to...
Yeah.
Warsaw, Oslo and Stockholm? I don't know.
Might not.
15 left.
We don't know.
really
Do we know?
don't.
Do you actually know any?
No, I don't know any. Go for what you said.
You don't want to
there.
go for Liverpool because that's
No,
too
no,
obvious.
go for the...
Okay.
Scandinavian
I mean,
ones.
we just don't know. We're stabbing in the dark here, aren't we?
Why not?
Okay. Okay.
OK, you've come up with your 3.
Yeah. I mean, it's really a stab in the dark. So we'll go for Warsaw,
Warsaw,
Oslo,
Oslo,
and Stockholm.
and Stockholm. Which of those, if any, do you reckon has a better chance of being a pointless answer, being your best shot
I think
of winning?
Warsaw might, but really,
Let's
you're
put
hazy
Warsaw
on all of them.
last.
Okay.
Which is your least confident answer?
Maybe Oslo.
OK, so Oslo, Stockholm, Warsaw. There they are. We were looking for European capitals of culture. Only one of these has to be a pointless answer for you to win that jackpot of £1,250. OK, this was your least confident answer. Let's see how many people said Oslo. And if it's a correct answer, bad luck. Oslo, an incorrect answer. So unfortunately, that is not the pointless answer you were looking for. You only have 2 more chances to win the jackpot. You now worrying about Stockholm and Warsaw?
Yeah, I think I'm worried, yeah.
However, what you've done cleverly is you've found nice obscure answers. As you were saying, Liverpool would have been too obvious. So if they're right, chances are they're going to go a long way down.
That was my thinking.
Could be good thinking. We are looking for European capitals of culture. This is your second answer. Let's hope nobody said Stockholm. This has to be a pointless answer for you to win that £1,250. Let's see if it's correct. And if it is correct, I think it'll go a long way down. It's correct.
Oh, go on.
This is your second chance to win the jackpot of £1,250. It'll be a nice long holiday for Anne, chance for Harry to teach the parrots some new words.
Nearly there.
Oh, 2.
Could be there, nearly there.
Very good answer. Very good reasoning.
Don't get anything for 2.
You don't, apart from fantastic kudos, which we will give you later.
This one done.
OK, you only have one final chance to win the jackpot. We are looking for European capitals of culture. You said this was the answer you were most confident in. This has to be pointless for you to win that jackpot of £1,250. So there it is, Warsaw. OK, let's see how many people said Warsaw, and if Warsaw is a correct answer, this is your final chance to win the jackpot.
Nearly.
Nearly.
We're good losers.
Nearly. Unfortunately, though, you didn't manage to find that crucial, pointless answer. So I'm afraid you don't walk away with our jackpot this afternoon. So that rolls over to the next show, but you have been amazing. You do get to take home our pointless trophy.
Thank you.
Stockholm nearly did it. Richard,
Yeah, that's very unlucky.
what should they have said?
Well, there were quite a few pointless answers, but, you know, the European city of culture gets quite unusual cities sometimes. But let's take a look at a few of them. These first 3 were all cities of culture in 2000. Avignon, Bergen and Bologna. Moving on, Essen is a city of culture in 2010. Graz in Austria, Lille. Reykjavik and Santiago de Compostela were both in 2000 as well, and Salamanca in Spain was also a pointless answer, unlucky. But very well done if you got any of those at home.
OK, well, unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to Anne and Harry, but it's been great fun having you on the show. You've been fantastic contestants. Thank you so much for playing. Thank you. So nobody's won our jackpot today, so it rolls over, which means on the next show we'll be playing for £2,250. Join us next time to see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.